The English city of Manchester is the Latin America analyst Colin Harding. Colin, great to see you. Thank you so much for your time. How critical is the Amazon to those regional economies? In other words, if the Amazon were to be protected, as it should be, will countries be out of pocket?
Well, there are 50 million people living in the Amazon region between the 8 countries, so that's a lot of people who need to make a living. But yes, you've got to the crux of the argument between environmental protection lobbies and economic development. People like the previous Brazilian president, Jair Bolsonaro, who said that, okay, you developed countries come here and preach to us about protecting this global resource, but this is our Amazon and we're going to develop it so we can become developed too. So he greatly reduced the protections in place to stop illegal logging, mining, and cattle ranching and so on, and more or less let business move in and exploit the region. So deforestation increased massively during the 4 years of the Bolsonaro government. And Lula, the current president of Brazil, is trying to reverse that, but it's going to be a slow and difficult business.
And what about the balance between government activities, government-sponsored activities? You mentioned Jair Bolsonaro, of course, giving lots of Amazon land to big businesses. But what's that balance like at the moment between government activities and illegal activities in the Amazon?
Well, a lot of the Amazon, not just in Brazil, but in other countries as well, is a bit like the Wild West. I mean, the presence of governments, national governments, is often very, very weak indeed. Or in some cases, the government agents are cooperating with organized crime and various dubious groups to carry out activities like drug trafficking and illegal gold mining. A greater state presence would be a big help, and of course this is one of the things that Bolsonaro did in Brazil, which was greatly reduce the weight of agencies like the Indigenous Protection Organization FUNAI, which is that there are lots of indigenous reserves in Brazil. But illegal miners and ranchers were moving in, and there was really nothing to stop them. Lula is now trying to beef them up. But across the region, there is a great shortage of government action to carry out policies that are often adopted and paid lip service to, but then little is done to enforce them.
How much of these 8 nations, how much international assistance are they asking for? Should there be more international assistance? Quite clearly, funding could help. If there's going to be some kind of protection of the rainforest, international assistance could help to make up the shortfall.
Yes, and President Petro of Colombia is very outspoken on this, saying that if you're so keen on protecting the rainforest, you jolly well pay us for it. You know, we need money to subsidize actions that we might take to protect the rainforest. There is the carbon credit industry as well, which is now increasingly significant, particularly in Brazil, but in other countries as well, in which polluting companies in the developed world can more or less offset their pollution by earning credits by promising to invest in environmentally sound projects in the Amazon. And there are a number of cases in which this apparently is producing good results for things like sustainable forestry and agricultural ventures that don't pollute and don't diminish resources. So that's a promising thing. But again, it's not regulated. The carbon credits industry is not regulated, and this is one thing that is needed because organized crime can move in as well. And President Lula in Brazil has said that he is going to take action on that score as well. But there are a multiplicity of problems in taking action in such a vast and largely lawless area.
Colin Harding, thank you very much indeed, Colin.